Imagine waking up in your dream reality, your dream body, dream job, dream relationship. Well, we don't have to imagine anymore because after this 4-step video, you're going to step into the dream version of yourself. Welcome to or back to my channel, Self Love Lexi. Welcome in, lovely ladies. I am so excited to get started with this video. Becoming the dream version of yourself. I have probably been obsessed with self-development ever since I was a kid. Not that I felt like I was broken or that I needed something like that, but just because I am on a constant evolution. I love change. I love leveling up. And that's what we do in this channel. We become and are our best freaking selves with the foundation of self-love. We go right to the root, my love. So let's kick it off. First, I want to preface this video with saying a lot of us have an avatar of what we would wish we looked like, but a lot of times it's not actually authentic. For me, I always loved the matcha, Pilates kind of vibe. And I realized I don't really like the Pilates. I don't like Pilates, but I took the matcha. I love matcha now. And that's like a silly example, but it's just to say, a lot of times we curate what we wish we'd look like based off of what other people have. And I think the best thing you can do for yourself is figure out truly what makes you happy. Because I would never have known I loved matcha if I didn't start going to cafes. I never would have known I loved to journal if I didn't start journaling, right? And so these hobbies we can pick up, but it is so crucial we be so honest with ourselves if we're just picking up because of the trend or because it looks good or because it actually lights our soul on fire, because we actually love to do it and it makes us happy. Because when you're forcing yourself to do something you really don't want to do, you're living in misalignment with yourself. And the whole point to becoming our dream selves is to live in alignment with what actually works for us. That being said, let's get started. Define where you currently are. I think this is probably the hardest part because this is the most crucial step and it hurts a lot, to be honest with you, because if you have the understanding that you're not yet where you want to be, that means right now you're at somewhere you don't want to be. And it's kind of hard to admit that to yourself. So this is why this step is probably the hardest in terms of like acceptance, but it is it's this crucial step for this because a lot of us just step into what we want. You know, we go right to, I want this, I want that, I want this dream life, I want to be this person, without actually bringing awareness to the fact of where we are currently. And this is something I wrote down and I want to say this. Change without awareness of what's being changed doesn't stick. It doesn't stick. I always say you need awareness to actually change. But if you're just changing without the awareness of why you're changing or where you came from, it doesn't actually stick. So this is what I want you to do. I've done this countless times, and that's why I wanted to preface this with, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna be harsh, because you're literally writing down where you are, and you know you don't want to be there. So it is going to hurt, but it is crucial. So write down currently where you are in life, with your love life, with your finances, with your body, with your habits. So for example, if I was starting this and I wanted to be so crucial with myself, I'd be like, girl, you eat ice cream every weekend and you wonder why you break out. You know, it's those kind of tough love moments. It doesn't always have to be like that though. We can really be compassionate to ourselves because this whole action is not out of self-hatred. We're not changing because we hate ourselves. We are changing into a more developed versions of ourselves because we love ourselves. So another part of self-love is being honest, truthful. Where are you right now? Be so blunt with yourself. Another way that I was super blunt with myself was finances. I'm like, girl, yes, you're delusional and you have a dream, which is great, but it's also crucial that I'm blunt right now. I'm not making any money. Like, this is when I was just starting. So I would like write this down, all these things down, and it hurts, but it opens yourself up to reality, as much as I don't like that word. Sometimes it's necessary, okay? So write down every aspect of your life, your friends, your goals, your finances, your body, your habits, your lifestyle, your identity, your characteristics, currently where you are. So we have a baseline, okay? I love it. Second step, define where you want to be. So now that we know where you actually are, defining what you want to be is probably the most fun out of all of these steps. It's allowing yourself to be creative and imaginative. The only thing I would say is a lot of people don't actually know what they want because they have been running on programs from other people their entire lives. They developed hobbies and characteristics or For example, if you have bipolar or BPD, you naturally sometimes will kind of absorb the characteristics of everybody else around you. So it's hard to truly know what you want out of life. If you are like this, like I was, I have a journal prompt for you. And I'll probably put it up on the screen, but if I don't, that's okay too. If I had all the money, time, and resources in the world, what would I do? What would I do? And another one, if you are a people pleaser like I was, on top of that journal prompt, a great one is, what would I do if I know no one would judge me for doing it? Because a lot of times we will literally change our habits or change our hobbies and our passions because we feel the fear of being seen or being judged. So if you don't know what you want in life, those are 2 great journal prompts for you. With journal prompts, I recommend you do them right now. Right now, I recommend that you come back to this video after, but open up your notes app, write the journal prompt on the top, take your 2 minutes out of your day, and write down the answer. Allow it to flow out of you. So yeah, define where you want to be. One thing I like to say about this too is, it's so funny because I hate the word realistic. I love being delusional. So I rate the most obscene obscene things on my list of what I actually want. But one thing that's cool about the brain is that our brain, okay, you can actually program your brain for what you want. For example, if you have never been to a party, you can imagine what it's like and visualize that setting. And all of a sudden your brain and your nervous system become wired for that, because our brain and our nervous system are wired for safety, and safety is familiarity to our brains. And so if you're manifesting, this is such a weird example, I don't know why it's coming up, I don't even party myself, but if you're manifesting going to a party and your brain and nervous system are not associated with it at all, it's probably going to reject that notion and not even want to be in that setting. As an example, it's going to be a little nervous, a little scared, because that's fine, that's totally normal. But what you can do is visualize that setting and visualize yourself being calm or having fun and being happy to make the association with party as good. And so your nervous system and your subconscious mind are going to be more likely to open yourself up to opportunities that initiate you going to a party. I don't know why the party example is coming up, but we're going to flow with it. So 3rd step into that version of yourself. Alexis, how do you do that? Great question. I actually have 3 tools that I have used on myself and my clients that are very, very successful. The reason I use 3 is because they're all effective, but sometimes we're all a little different. For example, visualization is one of mine, but if you're anything like me, I actually can't see anything when I close my eyes. There's a word for it, I forget what it is. I think 1% of people have it. It's, I can close my eyes and I can't see anything, but my mom can close her eyes and picture like a very detailed butterfly. So visualization is a huge tip for people because it initiates you and puts you into that mindset right away. For me, I'm more of a feeler. So I'll go into that state of visualization and I'll feel how I feel, not necessarily see it. So that's one tip, is visualization. The second one is journaling. I love journaling. I love it so much. I will write down what I want as if it's happening in the present moment with the emotions that I experience. So for example, I am so grateful that my skin is so clear. Like, I look at my skin and I just am filled with beauty and happiness and awe because my skin used to not be as clear. And that's literally something I've done, guys. If you look at my skin now, it is nothing compared to what it used to look like. And I would literally write this down. I am so grateful and happy for my clear skin. It works. So you really want to go into detail with this. And why I love going into details, because you actually feel the feelings intensely, at least I do, when I'm journaling. It'll be, I'm so grateful that I got this dream job. I walked in and I felt so confident. My coworkers literally loved me. Anything like that. And you're just completely in detail and immersing yourself in the experience. My last tip with stepping into the version of yourself that already has it is through meditation. Meditation has so many pros. I don't know one con that it has. And I've been meditating for a very long time. I'm 20. You're 20? Yes, I'm 20. I've been meditating since I was 12 years old. Obviously, it hasn't been consistent all the way through, but most of my life I've been very consistent with habits that help me a lot. So meditation has been something that I have been like doing for a very, very long time. And I love meditating because you can truly step into the version of yourself inwards, because that's what actually matters. If you know anything at all about manifestation, I always say don't worry about your external reality. And that's why I love going into states of meditation, because you're kind of forced inward, which everything comes from. Everything flows from inside of you, okay? So when you're sitting down and you're stepping into this version of yourself, you're in a meditative state. You're creating this state within you of the emotion that you're experiencing or wish to experience when you acquire the manifestation of dream reality. Something that's so cool about understanding and learning the subconscious mind, the nervous system, manifestation, all these things, anything that we want in life is because of the emotion we're hoping or think that we've experienced. And so it is so cool when you can get into a meditative state and bring that emotion now. And when you've honed in on an emotion long enough, it eventually becomes a state, which can become a vibration and then become a frequency. So if you're in a state, and let's say something you really want is a job. So define where you are currently. I'm just going to go through all the steps. Define where you are currently. Currently you're unemployed. Okay? Define where you want to be. You want a luxurious job that pays you well and you can work from home. Great. Step into that version of yourself. Imagine what it would be like to wake up and know you're working from home. Meditate on that. Journal about that. Visualize that. How would it feel like when that money comes in? What would you spend it on? What would you invest your money in? What would you tell your friends when you get that job? Oh my gosh, you cannot believe the job I just got. Like, it's literally my dream job. You want to do all these actions to create the emotional state, emotional intensity within you to actually step into that version of yourself. Okay? Last step. But I would say almost, not most important, but crucial within this. This is the step that most people miss, is write down action steps towards your goals. When I first started to understand and learn about manifestation, it was bombarded to me that, oh, you just needed to be in this state and things will come to you, which is it can be true sometimes because it's happened for me, but be, do, have. Do is the action. You need to take aligned action. So once you're in that state, naturally downloads or intuition will come to you to take aligned action and get a result. So after doing all this meditation, visualization, stepping into the version of yourself that already has it, an aligned action could be set up a resume and go on LinkedIn. That could be an aligned action to take. But I want you to write down 3 small and 1 large action steps that you can take through your goals, for your goals, and to actually align yourself with the version of yourself. Okay? If you have any tips on how to become the best version of yourself, or anything that's stopping you, so I can kind of curate my videos to help you a little more, because I love you guys. I want to help you as much as I can. That is why I do what I do. Comment below what. Love yourself as much as I love you. Mwah.